3 quick ways to clear the moisture from your chanter. Are you getting moisture in your chanter? Are your high A's cutting in and out? This is a very common problem, especially among new players. And I'm going to show you in this video 3 quick ways to get that moisture out of your chanter reed so you can keep playing. Plus, I'm going to tell you how you can actually prevent the problem in the first place. My name's Alec from Get Bagpipe Ready, and if you find this video helpful, definitely click like, and you may want to even look at the video description below in the video and consider joining the Get Bagpipe Ready Facebook group. It's completely free and you get extra supports and tips on learning the bagpipe practice chanter. So without any further, let's get into it. What's the first thing you can do when you are noticing your high A's are cutting in and out with that moisture? So I don't know if you can hear it, but it's starting to cut in and out, and it's quite annoying if you've ever had this moisture in your chanter. It can be very annoying. So I'm going to show you 3 quick, simple ways without buying an extra fancy chanter or anything like that. You're noticing moisture, you're playing. The first thing I do, I don't know if it's that effective, but this is a quick way, is just the quick tap. So I turn my chanter upside down and I tap it on my hand, or on my thigh would be the other option. So on my thigh would be the other option, or on my hand. And as that does, you may not be able to see it on the video, but that does actually get some of that moisture out of the practice chanter. There's some moisture on my hand with that. So even if you're just giving your lips a rest, you can just turn it over and do that quick tap. With that one, you do want to make sure you hold the chanter around the stalk. So you're not holding on to the bottom and tapping, and then the blow piece is going to come off your chanter and you might actually wreck your reed. So make sure you're holding on the joint itself when you're doing that quick tap. So that's the first one, that's the quick tap. Moving on to number 2, which is, in my opinion, a lot more effective than the quick tap. We're going to take apart that chanter, and you may or may not be able to see, but there's quite a bit of droplets on the outside of my reed. So this one I call the blow and wipe. So we're gonna, it sounds like, a nasal clearance technique, but this one is a reed clearance technique. So that reed, it's already got moisture on the outside of it, but I'm actually going to blow through the bottom of that reed. So I'm going to blow through the bottom, and what that does is that brings all the moisture out of the reed, and there's even more drops of moisture on the outside of the reed. And then I'm carefully going to wipe that on my sleeve or a soft surface. Careful not to damage the reed as you wipe it. So I'm wiping that reed off, and I might even do that once more. I blowed through the bottom of the reed. Oh, and I got some nice, you may or may not be able to see that, but there is some nice droplets of moisture. And we say moisture to be polite, but really it's spit, saliva. So that's number 2, the blow and wipe. Number 3, we have the reed out anyway. Number 3 I call the chanter clearing technique. So we have our chanter apart. I'm going to blow in the bottom of the mouthpiece, and I can actually see shooting moisture or spit coming out the top. So I've cleared the top. Now I'm going to clear the bottom too. And to clear the bottom, and actually, yeah, there's quite a bit of moisture in there. It's even coming out some of the top holes and the back hole there. So to clear the bottom of the chanter, you can cover all the holes and blow through the bottom, but it doesn't really clear all the way through. So what I like to do is I cover all the holes, and then I take my thumb up off the back hole, and then I blow through the high A hole. So I put it up to my mouth here, and you can actually see moisture coming out the top of the chanter. There, so that's the third one, the chanter clearing. So a quick review, we have the quick tap, where the chanter is together, we're holding on the joint, we're tapping down on our thigh or hand. We have the blow and wipe, where we actually take out that reed, blow through the bottom, give it a gentle wipe on something soft, and then we have the chanter clearing technique, where you're just blowing through the bottom of the mouthpiece, or through that high A hole with your fingers covering the other holes to get that moisture shooting out the back. So, as promised, I did mention too how you can avoid all this problem in the first place. And that is, especially if you're practicing every day, which is so good for your fingers, you're going to get that moisture buildup. So to prevent it from happening in the first place, after you're done a practice session, take apart your chanter, put it in a safe place, preferably where no kids and no cats or dogs can get at it. Set it down in a safe place, maybe a china cabinet, a high shelf, and just let it dry overnight. So if you leave it together, that moisture is going to stay trapped in there. If you take it apart, it's going to nicely dry overnight. And then the next day when you go to practice, you can simply put it back together. Careful not to damage that reed. And then you're ready to rock and roll. And I will say why I'm making this video is I forgot to take my chanter apart last night, and then I went to start playing today and my high A is cutting in and out and there's a ton of moisture there. I haven't even practiced for 90 seconds yet, and I'm already having a moisture problem. So the problem wasn't from today, it was from yesterday. And had I taken my chanter apart, I wouldn't be making this video. But had I taken my chanter apart, I wouldn't have been able to help you out at home with your moisture problems as well. So remember, get in the habit of taking the top of the chanter off, especially after a longer practice session, and you don't even have to do those 3 quick steps to take the moisture or the spit out of your practice chanter. If this has been helpful, again, like the video. If you're looking for more support and tips on learning the practice chanter, you may even want to click on the video description below and join my free Facebook group, my Get Bagpipe Ready Facebook group. Thanks for watching. This has been Alec from Get Bagpipe Ready, and until next time, keep on piping on. The moisture problem is solved. I'm loving it. Happy playing.